Hi Earthy people, welcome back to my channel. I'm Gerard, Witch of Earth's Curious Goods. Today I thought I would go over bay leaf magic. In some walks of life it's called the bay laurel, but it's commonly called bay leaves. So if this sounds interesting, keep on watching. And without further ado, let's begin. Alright Earthy people, so we're going to need some things. We're going to need some bay leaves or bay laurels. We're going to need a jar, an empty jar, some salt, some tongs. You can also use scissors or tweezers, a permanent marker, and a lighter or some matches. That's it. So before I begin, I feel like we should talk about, Gerard, why bay leaves? Why the bay laurel? Okay. And the whole premise behind it is bay leaves are connected to the sun, the element of fire, manifestation, wishes, also for protection, cleansing, purification. So a long time ago, according to a lot of the Greek mythology, bay laurel or bay leaves, I'm just going to call it bay leaves instead of just going back and forth, but the bay leaves were connected to the Greek god Apollo and also the Oracle of Delphi. It has the connections to them, and that's why you'll see it has also a very fiery connection, a very bright connection, sun connection. Also, it is said that the Oracle of Delphi used the bay laurel or bay leaves to help with visions, for purification in the temples, for ceremonies of cleansing. So we're going to be using bay leaves for some bay magic. Now, with the bay leaves, what we're going to do is you're going to need a lot of bay leaves, okay? So typically now what you could do is just use one bay leaf and be done with it. But with this is going to be done over time. This is what we're going to just call our manifestation jar. Y'all know how I love some jar magic, okay? But before we begin, I just want to say that all of this stuff has been cleansed. You also want to do your cleansing. If you have forgotten, that is okay, because the bay laurel is also known to help with cleansing and purification. I tend to over cleanse sometimes, just for my peace of mind. So do whatever works for you. Make the magic your own, okay? But before we begin, we are going to use some salt. And the only reason why we're going to use some salt and put some salt into our manifestation jar here is because also over time, you know, you may have a lot of manifestations that you may be doing. There may be some energy interferences. You could be emotional. People around you could be emotional. There's so many factors that could play a role in that. The salt just helps to ground those types of energies that may interfere with your manifestation or wishes. So that's why we're going to put some salt inside of our jar here. Okay, so simple, super simple. Every day, if you can. If you can't, I understand. Life happens. We're all busy, right? Make the magic your own, okay? What works for you? But I would highly recommend do not skip a week on doing this, okay? What I'm about to go over. So on your bay leaf, you're going to write a manifestation in present tense, something that you want to come true. Let's just say you're going to write, I have prosperity. All right, so I'm just going to write, I have prosperity, okay? So I have prosperity, okay? Super simple, right? Present tense, not I'm going to have prosperity or I wish I had prosperity. I have prosperity, right? We want to tell our subconscious mind that this has already happened, so that way it can help draw those energies to you already, as if it has already happened, okay? Now, when you write, I have prosperity, you also need to have feelings. Feelings have a lot of energy to it, okay? And that is why we're also using salt, right? Because we don't want none of those feelings that come around your jar to influence the manifestations that are happening. But long story short, your feelings tend to have a great amount of energy. So we're going to use that in our spell work, okay? Kind of imagine how it feels for yourself to have that prosperity, to already have that house, to already have that certain amount of money, to already have the love of your life, okay? And whatever your manifestation or wish that you're wanting to happen is, that's the kind of feeling that you want, that present tense feeling. Not I'm going to, or in the near future, or 10 years down the line. No, now. You already have it. It's done. How does it feel? Isn't it great? Isn't it wonderful? You know, aren't you ecstatic? Okay? Then all you're going to do is going to take your tongs. Okay? And we are going to burn the bay leaves. Now you're going to burn the bay leaves over your jar, okay? And you also want to be kind of careful when you're burning the bay leaves because it tends to catch on fire, right? And then you're going to drop the ashes, make sure, drop it into your jar, okay? And that's day one. Super simple, right? We are just going to keep on burning our bay leaves every day until the manifestation has taken place, right? Then our jar is complete and we're going to scatter the ashes onto the earth or dig a hole and bury it if you want to. But every day we're going to want to burn a bay leaf with your manifestation, still with that present tense feeling, and cap it into our jar, our manifestation jar, to keep it safe, to keep all the ashes in one place. Now, if you don't have a jar, maybe you just have a bowl or a container, you can go ahead and put it in there. Try to shy away from plastic though, because of course we want our manifestations to attract and go ahead and manifest on this plane, and glass tends to help with that energy. It's a lot easier versus plastic tends to kind of hinder that energy or contain it. And we don't want to contain the manifestations. We want it to go ahead and radiate and attract and to make things happen on this plane of existence. So that's why I recommend doing like a glass container. Now, once again, if you just have a bowl or plate or something that contain it, that's perfectly fine. The only reason why I say to try to use a jar is because wind happens, drafts happen, fans going on, AC, pets, people, you know, and it's just a more contained element versus, you know, if it's, you know, turn it upside down or if it gets whooshed around, your ashes are still safe in one area, okay? So even if you have to use like a cloth pouch, you could use you could put the ashes in there after you put it onto a plate because you want it to cool. Of course, we don't want to cause a fire. But that's also another way that we could use that. But your bay leaf magic is it is a very overlooked art of burning bay leaves. It's great for that cleansing factor, that purification factor. Like I said, it is also related to the Oracle of Delphi, if you want to do your own research about that. Also to the Greek god Apollo, of light, of energy, but manifestation. I have always used it for like wish magic, manifestations, especially if you are finding it a little hard on making some of your goals happen. Do some bay leaf magic. Give it that little nudge, right? Maybe it's that business venture that you're trying to do or that friend that you want to, you know, make amends with. Do some bay leaf magic. Help manifest it here on this plane of existence. Okay? Well, I hope you liked today's video. A little bit of background on the bay laurel, and of course, don't sleep on that bay leaf magic and give it a try. And if you do, don't forget to comment down below. I always love hearing about how you guys do the spells, your testimonies, your experiences. I do read them. If you're on social media, tag Earth's Curious Goods in your social medias, because I would like to see, you know, what type of jar it looks like or the types of workings that you do. I absolutely love this community. I appreciate you for watching this video all the way through. I appreciate you being here. And of course, stay earthy, stay magical. And don't forget, love yourself and others. Bye for now.